Welcome back to my videos on setting up a Linode server. I've included the previous one in the description. So at this point we have set up our first Linode. Our image is all set up. We have everything installed. Our next step is to be able to add our own content to the website, or to this IP address, I guess. There's no website. So what we're going to be using is GitHub, which is Git. I'm not necessarily going to go through everything about Git, but I will show you how to set it up. So we're first just going to go sudo. We're going to install Git on our server. So sudo apt-get install git all, which is going to install Git. And we want to say yes. And so you're also going to have Git installed on your personal computer, but there will probably be a separate video for that. But if not, just look it up quickly. It's not overly hard. So as this installs, actually we're going to go over to GitHub, go to your personal account, and be logged in, and go to the plus button and say new repository. I'm going to call this temp, because I'm going to delete it later. I'm going to actually make it a private repository. I'm going to add a README file for now, but I'm actually going to delete it, which is kind of weird, but I'm going to just hit create. I'm going to create a file called .gitignore, which tells which files to be ignored with Git. Macs have these ds store files in every single directory, and I don't want that to be pushed up, so I'm going to actually create the gitignore to ignore that file, and then I'm going to go back here and delete the README. And then I'm going to go create new file, I'm going to call it index.html. Hello from GitHub, you could say, and hit git commit new file, and so now I have this file here called index.html. So, but the issue is now this doesn't actually sit on our server, so that's where Git comes in. Now that's all installed. We're going to go cd squiggly dot or tilde dot ssh. So this is a hidden folder. So it doesn't exist, so we're going to create it, I guess. Make directory dot sh, and hit up twice, just jump over there. So now I'm in this folder that I just created, and I'm going to say ssh keygen. So this is going to generate a unique key that links back to this server, not my computer, but this server. Then GitHub, we can set it up on GitHub so it knows that this server should be able to access this Git repo. So I'm going to ssh keygen. I'm going to leave all the fields blank and just hit enter repeatedly, and then type in ls again, and I have 2 new files. So if I type in cat id rsa.pub, I get this big long string. Now this is what we want. So this is what's going to give us access to the Git repo. So if we copy it, jump back over to our Git repo, go to settings, deploy keys, add new key, give it a title of server key, paste the key. You can make the decision whether or not you want to add write access to it. I'm not going to. And hit add key. You're going to have to type in your password. And for some reason it opens up in a new window. And now the key exists. So if I go back to code, I can now get a copy of this. So instead I want to use SSH here. So my string should look like this, but it should be your own. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard. Now I have to get over to where my files sit, so that's var www html, right? So there's that file. I'm actually going to go back one directory, remove the HTML file, the folder, sorry. So now it's empty. I'm going to type git clone and then paste that URL I just copied. And hit enter. Yes. And you should be able to copy it and do ls, and you should see your repository name. This is where you go type in move. Mine's called temp my folder. It's based on what you call it your repo. And I'm going to change it to be the name HTML. Go ./HTML. And if I look .ls again, now the folder is called HTML. If I go inside it and do ls and type in cat index.html, it says hello from GitHub. If I refresh my server, it says hello from GitHub. So and that's how you set up Git on the server. So I've included in the description the link to the next video. I've also, please subscribe. I also have the previous video in the description, and I think I put a link there as well showing you all these steps but in screenshots instead.